Hello all. In the series of covering SAT topics, this is our ninth video where we will discuss about the question based on the topics which we have covered from video number 5 to 8. So, the first question which we have taken is the graph of the equation ax plus ky is equal to 6 is a line in the xy plane where a and k are the constants. If the line contains the points negative 2 comma negative 6 and 0 comma negative 3, what is the value of k? So for this type of question we can simply put the values of x and y in the equation and we can get the value of a and k. So what we will be doing here, in place of x we can put 0, in place of y we can put negative 3. So we'll be getting 0 plus negative 3 times of k equal to 6. So we'll be getting k equal to negative 2 from here. Now we'll put this one. So we have x equal to negative 2 and y equal to negative 6. So we'll be getting negative 2a plus k is negative 3 times of y which is negative 6, that is equal to 6. So we'll be getting negative 2a times negative 2a is equal to 6 and here we'll be getting negative 18. That means this implies that negative 2a equal to negative 12. So we'll be getting a equal to 6. So we only have to find the value of k here, but I have found both the values in case both are required. So this is how we can find the value. So k is negative 2, that means option A is correct. Now going to next question. In this question it says that in the system of equations below, a and c are the constants and 1 over 2 times of x plus 1 over 3 times of y is equal to 1 over 6 and ax plus y equal to c. If the system of equation has infinite number of solutions, what is the value of a? So from the first equation, if we will see, if we will write that in slope intercept form, then we can first multiply both the sides by 6. So we will be getting 3x plus 2y equal to 1. So this implies that now what we can do here is we can convert into slope intercept form. So we will be getting 2y is equal to minus 3x plus 1. We can divide both the sides by 2. So we'll be getting y equal to negative 3 over 2x plus 1 over 2. So we are having here m1 is equal to negative 3 over 2 and b1 is equal to 1 over 2. Second equation which we are having is ax plus y equal to c. So we can say y is equal to negative ax plus c. Now here you can see slope is negative a. So we can say m2 is equal to negative a and the y-intercept is c. That means we can say b2 is equal to c. Now what we need to find here, we need to find the value of a. So for infinite number of solution, remember the condition for infinite solution, both equations should have same slope. So m1 is equal to m2, but for this case it can have no solution also. So the second condition for infinite solution which we have to take is b1 equal to b2. So if these two conditions satisfy, then a system of equation will have infinite number of solutions because the lines will overlap each other. That means coincide. So m1 equal to m2 if we will do, then you can see m1 is negative 3 over 2, m2 is equal to negative a. So we'll be getting a equal to 3 over 2 on multiplying both the sides by negative 1. Since value of c is not required, so we will not calculate this one. So answer here will be option D. Now going to next question. In this question it says that for the linear function f, the table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of fx. Function f is defined by fx equal to ax plus b, where a and b are constants. What is the value of a minus b? So you can see here, since fx is equal to ax plus b, it means that this is a linear equation, that means equation of line. So where a is the slope and b is the y-intercept, because this is in the form of y equal to mx plus b. Now we need to just find the slope here. So we can take any 2 points. So m is equal to, m is for slope, so y2 minus y1, that means we can take 0 minus of minus 64 divided by x2 minus x1, that means 2 minus 1. So we are getting 64 here. So we can say that a will be equal to 64, that is the slope. Now we need to find the y-intercept. So for y-intercept we need to find this equation. So we have fx is equal to 64x plus b. We can put any point here, like we can put here 2 comma 0 as well. So we will be getting 0 in place of fx is equal to 64 times of 2 plus b. So from here we'll be getting b is equal to negative 128. That is 64 times 2, 128. And on subtracting 128 from both the sides, we'll be getting b equal to negative 128. And we need to find here a minus b. So a minus b is equal to 64 minus of minus 128. So 64 plus 128, which is 192. So it will be option D. Then going to next question. In this question it says, in the system of equations above, C is a constant. If the system has no solution, then what is the value of C? So as we explained before in the question, that the slope should be equal for no solution, but the y-intercept should not be equal, so that the lines will become parallel and they will not have any solution. So if we compare the slope, then C should be equal to 1 over 2. So that's the answer for this question. C will be equal to 1 over 2. Now going to next question. In this question it says that Colin can read a maximum of 25 pages in an hour. If he has been reading a 250 page book for h hours, where h is less than 10 and has p pages left to read, which of the following expresses the relationship between p and h? So you can see here, since h is given less than 10, that means he has not finished the book. That's why it's given that p pages are left to read. So 250 minus p pages are left to read. So p. So this is the pages he has already read. And it's also given that Colin can read a maximum of 25 pages in an hour. So in 1 hour, maximum of 25 pages. So in h hours, Colin can read in 1 hour 25 pages. That means in h hours he can read maximum 25 h pages, and that much he has read is, since he can read 25 h pages maximum in h hours, so total pages he has read is 250 minus p, and the total time he will be required is 25 h. So we can say that, and that is also he can read maximum this much of pages in h hours. So we can say that 250 minus p should be less than equal to 25 h. So it is option C. Next question we are having, absolute value 2x plus 1 is equal to 2 times of k minus x for all values of x. What is the value of absolute value k? So what we can do here, we know that absolute value x is equal to a. It means x is equal to plus minus a. So what we can do here is, since it is true for all values of x, so here we will be using hit and trial approach. So let's take x equal to 0. Then we will be getting a 1, absolute value 1, that is 1 only, is equal to 2 times of absolute value k. So here if you see, we are getting absolute value k is equal to 1 over 2, that is 0.5. That means k is equal to plus minus 0.5. If we take x equal to 1, then we'll be getting 2 plus 1, 3 is equal to 2 times of absolute value k minus 1. And this implies that we'll be getting absolute value k minus 1 equal to 3 over 2, that is 1.5. So we can write absolute value k minus 1 is 1.5. So k minus 1 will be equal to plus minus 1.5 according to this rule. So from here we will be getting k equal to either 2.5 or 0.5. Let's take one more value. You can see here 0.5 is common till now. So let's take x equal to negative 1. Then what we will be getting from here? We'll be getting negative 2 plus 1, that is just 1 only. So 1 is equal to 2 times of absolute value. We will be getting, since it is k minus x, so it will become k plus 1. So this implies that absolute value k plus 1 is equal to 1 over 2, that is 0.5. So from here we can say either k will be equal to k plus 1 will be equal to plus minus 0.5. So from here we are getting k equal to either negative 1.5 or negative 0.5. Let's take one more value. So if we take x equal to 2, then we will be getting 5 is equal to 2 times of k minus 2. So we are getting k minus 2 in the absolute value is equal to 5 over 2, that is 2.5. So from here we are getting k is equal to plus minus 2.5 plus 2. So this implies that k is equal to either 4.5 or minus 0.5. So you can see minus 0.5 or 0.5 is the common solution we are getting. So we can say that absolute value k will be equal to 0.5. That will be the answer, or we can say 1 over 2. Now moving to next question. solve absolute value 2x plus 3 less than x plus 6. So for this type of questions, what we do, as we had discussed in the concept, absolute value x less than a implies that x should be greater than negative a and less than a. So here we can say 2x plus 3 should be greater than minus of x plus 6 and less than x plus 6. So we'll be getting 2x plus 3 greater than minus x minus 6 less than x plus 6. So how we can solve this? Now we have two inequations here where we can write 2x plus 3 greater than minus x minus 6 or 2x and 2x plus 3 less than x plus 6. So we can add x both the sides and subtract 3 from both the sides. So we'll be getting 3x greater than negative 9. And here we can subtract x from both the sides and subtract 3 both the sides. So we'll be getting x less than 3. So x greater than negative 3 and x less than 3. So as you can see, there is no common solution between them and is between. That means we have to take the intersection. So x will not be any answer. So x belongs to 5 or null. That's the answer. So no solution are there in this question. Now moving to next question. Absolute value x plus 1 less than 6 less than 8. So this is an important question. So how we can do here? We are having absolute value x plus 1 greater than 6 and less than 8. So we can break this into two parts. Absolute value x plus 1 greater than 6 and just like the previous question, absolute value x plus 1 less than 8. So this implies that we can write x plus 1 greater than 6 or x plus 1 less than negative 6. Here we will be getting absolute value x plus 1 is less than 8. So x plus 1 greater than negative 8 and less than 8. So here we are getting x greater than 5 or x less than negative 7. And here we can subtract 1. So we'll be getting x greater than negative 9 and less than 7. So basically x greater than 5 or x less than negative 7, we need to find the common solution. So we can make a number line where we'll only plot these points. So negative 9 is the smallest one, negative 9, then negative 7, then 5, then 7. So this one says x greater than 5 or less than negative 7. So greater than 5 and less than negative 7. So it's like this, and from this side less than negative 7. That means it's like this. And on this side it says x greater than negative 9 and less than 7. So greater than negative 9 and less than 7. That means this region. So only common solution is this thing. So we can say x belongs to negative 9 to negative 7 union 5 to 7. We can solve this question quite easily using the graphical method. So as we have written here, x plus 1 greater than 6 and x plus 1 less than 8, we will be writing like this only. For example, we will be writing 6 less than 6 less than absolute value x plus 1. If you will see the graph of this, it's like this, and that means it's less than negative 7 and greater than 5, which we had got here also, greater than 5 and less than negative 7. If we will graph this one, then you can see it's between negative 9 to 7, which we had got here as well, negative 9 to 7. Now what we will be simply doing, we will graph both at the same time and we will only see the common region. So you can see this region is the, and this region, they are the common region. So where they are lying, this is negative 9, negative 7, negative 5 and 7, which we have got our answer here, negative 9 to 7 and 5 to 7. So that is our answer. And since this is a dotted line, that means they are not included. So that's how we can do these type of questions quite easily using a graphical tool. Next question which we are having, the function f and g are defined by fx equal to 1 over 4x minus 9 and gx equal to 3 over 4x plus 21. If the function h is defined as hx equal to fx plus gx, what is the x coordinate of the x-intercept of the graph y equal to hx in the xy plane? So we'll simply add them. Hx is equal to fx plus gx. So 1 over 4x minus 9 plus 3 over 4x plus 21. So we are getting here 1 over 4x plus 3 over 4x. That is just x. 4 over 4x, that is x. And negative 9 plus 21, that is we are getting plus 12. So we are getting hx is equal to x plus 12. And what we need to find here? We need to find x intercept. So for that we'll put hx equal to 0. So for x intercept, hx equal to 0. This implies that 0 is equal to x plus 12. Subtracting 12 from both the sides, we'll be getting x equal to negative 12. And that is the x coordinate of x intercept. So that will be the answer for this question. Now moving to next question. We are having which point xy is a solution to the given system of inequalities in the xy plane. Again here we can simply use a graphical tool. First equation we are having y less than equal to x plus 7. Here we have y less than equal to x plus 7. Then second equation we are having y greater than equal to minus 2x minus 1. Y greater than equal to minus 2x minus 1. So you can see this is the common region we are having. And if we see the options now, then it is asking which point xy is a solution to the given system of inequalities in the xy plane. So if you will see the solution, so negative x side, negative x-axis is not in the solution after this point. Similarly, after this point, we don't have the solution in y axis. Then we don't have the solution in negative y direction also after this point. So only thing which is left where we have infinite solution is in positive direction of x axis, where if you will see the option, it's saying 14,0 in option D, which is lying here. This point 14,0 is there. So we can say that 14,0 will be the answer of this question. Moving to next question, we are having in the given system of equations, p is a constant. If the system has no solution, what is the value of p? So what we can do here, since it has no solution, and the first equation we are having, we will write in slope intercept form, because since it has no solution, so the slope should be equal and y intercept should not be equal. So we can see here 3 over 2y, and we can add 3 over 2y to both the sides. So plus 3 over 2y is equal to 1 over 4x plus 2 over 3. So from here we are getting 3 over 2y plus 3 over 2y, that is 3y equal to 1 over 4x plus 2 over 3. We can divide both the sides by 3. So we will be getting y equal to 1 over 12x plus 2 over 9. Now the second equation we are having 1 over 2x plus 3 over 2 is equal to py plus 9 over 2. So we can say py is equal to 1 over 2x plus 3 over 2, and we'll subtract 9 over 2 from both the sides. So we are getting py is equal to 1 over 2x and here minus 6 over 2, that means minus 3. Now we can divide both the sides by p. So we will be getting y is equal to 1 over 2p times of x minus 3 over p. So as I said, the slope should be equal for no solution. So what we will be getting from here, we can say 1 over 2p should be equal to 1 over 12. So that means 2p equal to 12. So we will be getting p is equal to 6. So p equal to 6 will give us no solution. We can see from here also, if we put p equal to 6, then we will be getting negative 1 over 2 as the y-intercept here, and here it is 2 over 9. So they are also not equal. So that is how we can solve these type of questions. And also graphing tool is very important in solving the questions quickly in some of the questions. So you need to identify where you can use the graphing tool. That's all for this video. So more such type of contents and courses in details, please join MLS classes where we cover AP, all the types of AP pre-calculus, AP calculus, AB and BC, SAT, ACT, AMC, all the courses we cover here. So please join. Thank you for watching this video.